Hello, Ishan.
Yeah, just wait for a while. I need to start recording. Yeah, so I've started the recording. You may continue now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second workshop of Continuum. In this workshop, we will be discussing some basics of diodes and and op-amp circuits and how we will be using them. Okay. What is a diode? This is the basic semiconductor device. It is created by bringing both p-type and n-type regions in the same semiconductor lattice. So this is how it looks. This is how we will represent it with this symbol, and this is how actually it is. We will be using diode for rectification and LEDs, etc. Biasing of a diode. Okay, if we connect the and you can see that this is the positive terminal of the diode and it is the negative terminal. If we connect the positive terminal of diode to the positive terminal of the battery, it is in the forward bias. In forward bias, as we can see that the width of depletion region is very less, and which allows current to flow in this direction because of the charge carriers. And in negative reverse bias. Reverse bias is nothing but when positive terminal of the diode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Will be the width of the depletion, like the width of the PN junction diode will be very large, and it doesn't allow the charge majority charge carriers to pass across the junction diode. So there will be very less current, and that is due to minority charge carriers. Uh, we can see that uh, our ideal diode and looks like and IV characteristics. Uh, in reverse bias, the ideal diode will looks acts like a open circuit. That is, the current will be zero. And in forward bias, it's like a short circuit, and the current will abnormally increases as we if we increase the V slightly greater than zero. Like we can see that the current is only in one direction, that is in forward direction. And practical diode IV characteristics. This is how the IV characteristics of the practical diodes look like. The current across the diode is exponentially is proportional to exponential of VD, that is voltage across the diode. And as we can see that in reverse direction there is very less current, that is order microammeter, that is 10 power minus 6. And next, as I already told that diode will act like a will conduct current only in one direction. So we will be using this property for rectification purposes. So if we take a sinusoidal as an input, we will be getting like this, because uh, when for the first half cycle the voltage is positive, so the circuit will act like a forward bias, and we'll be getting this. And during negative half cycle, uh, the current the circuit acts like a open circuit, and therefore not allowing any current flow, so it will be zero for the negative half cycle. This is the simplest way we will be using for converting AC into DC. And let's begin the operational amplifiers. The name suggests that amplifiers is nothing but even if we take some system and if we give some input, we will be getting the output same function but with larger amplitude. For example, if we take a sinusoidal like this, we will be getting output as somewhat like this. That is amplified version. the amplitude gets larger. These are generally called as op-amps. And in this workshop, we will be discussing mainly op-amp as voltage amplifiers. These are called as operational amplifiers because uh, by not only amplification, there will be these also used for performing some type of operations like integration, differentiation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. This is how there are several types of ICs for op-amp, and this is the 741 op-amp IC. It looks like this, and will not be discussing about these two pins in this workshop, as it is we will not be doing anything with this. These are completely depend on the manufacturer of the IC manufacturer, and it is not this pin is called as not connected, and it is nothing it is not connected, it just is simply for the purpose of symmetry. And the remaining 5 pins which we will actually discussing about this, this is called as inverting terminal, negative terminal, and positive terminal is also called as non-inverting terminal. And this is my we power supply, negative terminal. This is also called as minus VCC, and it is positive power supply, that is VCC, and this will be the output pin. Symbolically it is represented like this, and as you can see that is the non-inverting terminal and it is the inverting terminal, and this is the output. The original structure is very complex and difficult, so we will try to understand op-amp as this circuit. This is called model, like we can call this model of the op-amp. Here it is the non-inverting terminal and it is the inverting terminal, and the difference between this is Vd, that is nothing but V2 minus V1. V2 minus V1, and we can see that V out is nothing but A times of Vd. Here A is called the gain of the op-amp, and Vd is nothing but difference between the non-inverting and inverting terminal. This is how the ideal op-amp looks like. The resistance, input resistance is infinity, and the output resistance will become 0. And we can see that then I1 equal to I2 equal to 0. That is nothing but the current flowing inside the op-amp. Next, uh, this is the voltage characteristics. As I already told that V out is nothing but A times of Vd, nothing but the difference between the inverting and non-inverting terminals. And so if this voltage difference Vd like it crosses VCCC, that is nothing but the positive power supply, then the output will reach a saturation point, which is we call as VSAT. And similarly, when the voltage Vd is less than minus VCC, then also it reaches negative saturation. So this is called negative saturation region, and it is positive saturation region. And the linear region, which is actually where it acts like an amplifier, it is called as linear region. Basically, this A is an order of 10 power 6, like, which is very high. So it looks like somewhat like this. The slope is almost infinity. Since the gain is order of 10 power 6, uh, the operational amplifier will immediately reaches positive saturation or negative saturation, because the gain is very high. So to control this, we will be using feedback in the circuit. What is meant by feedback in a circuit? We will be taking the output and we will be scaling it to some factor h, and we will be like giving it to the input again. This is called as feedback in circuit, and the main purpose of this will be to control the gain of the overall system. By let us see what will be the gain of overall system. Like initially the gain will be like V out by V in, nothing but this, and we can see that that is V out, V out, and it will become H times of V out. And if we take positive feedback, then it will be plus, and if we take negative feedback, it will be minus. So the overall gain V out by V in is nothing but G by 1 plus GH. So if we will be monitoring this with H, so that we can change the overall gain of the system. That is what it is. We need if we need op amp to operate in linear region for amplification, we will be using negative feedback. If you want amplifier to work in saturation region, then we'll be using positive feedback. Since the gain will be very high, it increases the gain and still more by the factor of H. So that is why we'll be using positive feedback. And next, virtual short circuit concept. Here we will be using virtual short circuit because let us take this circuit and analyze it. Initially, V out is nothing but A times of V2 minus V1, and if we are giving the negative feedback, since it is connected to the negative terminal, this will be V0, and this will become beta times V0. So V1 is nothing but now beta times V0. So that is what we are taking. And if we compute it, we will be getting V out is equals to A V2 by 1 plus A times of beta. Beta is like attenuating the negative feedback gain. So as we know that A is very high, if we divide this by A, that is nothing but V2 upon 1 plus 1 by A plus beta, and the 1 by 8 will become 0. So we will be getting V out is nothing but V2 by beta. So we will be getting V2 is nothing but beta times V0. We actually know that V1 is also equal to beta times V0, as we can see here. So nothing but V1 is equals to V2. Actually, since there is a resistor here there is a resistors, right? So it must not be same if we see actually, but since we are getting v1 equal to v2, we are saying that these are virtually short circuited, so that v1 is equal to v2, and there will be no current flowing across the inside to the op amp. So we will be using this concept for different applications of op amp. First we will be discussing about inverting amplifier. As you can see the circuit, this is how the inverting amplifier looks like, and we know that it is V plus, that is equal to 0 since it is grounded, and we already discussed these two voltages V minus and V plus are equal by the virtual short circuit method, so it becomes 0. And if we take the current is flowing in this direction I, and there will be no current flowing into the op amp, so the current is in direction each is equal to the same I. So if you write a nodal equation, we will be getting I is equals to V in minus V negative by R in, which is equal to V out. V minus V out all divided by R in. If we solve V out, we will be getting like this. Here the negative sign, which represents the inverting of the input voltage, and RF by Rin is called gain of the amplifier. And next, since sometimes we will be requiring non-inverting amplifier, so this is how the non-inverting amplifier looks like. And actually, like we will be using again the virtual short circuit method. So V minus will also be equal to V in. So by again applying nodal analysis at this point, since current in this direction will be equal to the current in this file, since there will be no current flowing inside the op amp. So if we if we write the nodal analysis at this point, we will be getting V minus upon R1, that is current in this wire, in this resistor, is equals to current in this resistor across this resistor, that is equals to V out minus V minus by R2. If we solve V out, we will be getting V out is equals to 1 plus R2 by R1 in times of V1, and this is the gain of the amplifier. We are using that V minus as both V plus and V minus are equal to V in. And the next, and this is summing amplifier. It is nothing but it takes the sum of all input voltages. Uh, Here also we will be using the same virtual short circuit method, and voltage here equal to voltage here, and we can see that current in this direction in this resistors be I1, and in this be I2, I2, and so on. In this be I1, IN. So the sum of all currents is equals to the current capital I, current in this resistor. So if we solve this, we will be getting that I1 is equals to V1 by R1, and I2 is equals to V2 by R2, and so on. IN is equals to Vn by R1. That is equals to the capital I. That is nothing but minus V out by Rf. For understanding, we will be taking all resistance are equal. So we will be getting V out is equals to negative of sum of all amplifiers. So that is called summing amplifier. And we will be using logarithmic amplifier. Why we need a logarithmic amplifier? For example, if we want to multiply x and y, we will not get it directly using op amps. So we will be using logarithmic amplifiers. So we will be getting log x, and log y, and we will be adding using the adder circuit. So we'll be getting log of xy. We'll be getting log of xy, and using the anti-log circuit, we'll be getting x into y. This is why we will be using logarithmic. Not only addition, we can also use we can also get x by y by using the subtraction circuit. So how does logarithmic amplifier works? If we take as we know that the current across diode I ID is proportional to e to the power of Vd, that is nothing but the voltage across the diode. So if we use this, and this current I is equals to V in upon R across the resistor, that is equals to some let's take k times of e to the power of Vd, that is nothing but V out. So if we take log on both sides, we will be getting V out is equals to some k times of log V in. Here k is nothing but the gain of the circuit, and we will be going. Now just think of a circuit which will be taking this triangular wave pulse as input and giving this square wave pulse as output. Can anyone answer what type of circuit it will be? Can anyone? Okay, I'll be telling you. Here, like let us assume the slope is constant for for the first half, and it is also constant and different for the next half. If we take different, this slope is k. So let us assume that is k, and it is minus k. So if we like if we take the slope of this circuit, we will be getting this. The slope is nothing but the differentiation of this curve. So it's nothing but the differentiator circuit. For example, if we take a V in like this, the output will become dV by dt. Then we will be getting this then we will be getting this required circuit. So it will be like uh, the differential circuit will look like this. If we take voltage here is equals to 0, so it will be voltage here is 0. So if we take current I here will be equal to the current I across the resistor, since there will be no current flowing through the amplifier. As we know that Q is equals to CV and I equal to dV by dt. So we will be getting current across a capacitor will be C times of dV by dt. And we'll also know that I here in this resistor will be equal to minus V out by R. So if we'll be getting V out is equals to minus RC by dV by dt. And this RC is nothing but the gain of this op ampere. And this we'll also see that we can also see that if we use this same in frequency domain, that is nothing but VF, and like Laplace transform of C will be 1 by CS, right? Then it is nothing but a adder circuit. This is one resistor and this is one resistor. So we'll be getting V out is equals to V out F in frequency domain, right? We are doing. So V out F is nothing but, as we know that, minus RF by Rin. Rin is nothing but 1 by CS into V in of F. So if we solve this, we will be getting that is equals to minus RC times of S into V of F. If we convert this into like again time domain, if we convert this into time domain, we can see that if the Laplace transform of V of F, V of T is V of F. So we will be getting the Laplace transform of dV by dt is nothing but S times of Vt. So we will be getting that is equals to, and that is what we are, if we convert this into time domain, that is actually what we will be getting. RC equal to RC into dV by dt. So this is nothing but a adder circuit in with taking capacitor as in capacitor here. And let us now solve some problems. This is like in this circuit we'll be finding out the V output for the given configuration. As we can see that this is V1, this will also be V1, and this is a voltage divider circuit. So we will be getting V1 is equals to 1 by 2. And current in this I is equals to current in this resistor I. So we will be getting V out like 1 minus 1 by 2 minus V out whole divided by 2 is equals to 1 minus 1 by 2 whole upon 1. By solving, we will be getting Vd naught is equals to minus 0.5. So this will be the answer. Now just give it a try for this question. Hello, anyone? Just give it a try. No problem if the answer will be wrong. Okay, let me solve for myself if no one answers. Uh, this is V naught, so it is nothing but a V naught. And we know that if it is 0, it will also be 0 since the virtual short circuit method. And it is VI. So current in this I, in this resistor I, is nothing equal to the current in this resistor I. So we'll be getting V naught 0 minus V naught upon R2 is equals to V1 upon R1. So the like gain is nothing but V out by V in. V out by V in. That will be equal to minus R2 by R1. 2 by R1. And next we will be solving one more problem. Here we will be solving using Laplace transform. This since V1 sin omega t, it will be become V1 into omega by omega square plus s square. And it will be become V2 omega by omega square plus s square. And if you apply the same current in this, and capacitor will become 1 by Cs. Here it also 1 by Cs if we convert into the Laplace. So if we solve this, we will be getting V1 omega by omega square plus s square plus V2 omega by omega square plus s square is equals to minus V naught of 1 by Cs. Sorry, I forgot it 1 by Cs for these two terms. So I will be taking common like this. So we will be getting V naught is equals to minus V1 plus V2 times of omega by omega square plus s square. So it will be nothing but if we convert again into the time domain, we will be getting minus V1 plus V2 times of sin omega t. Now let's solve. So for any doubts for anyone? Hello? Okay, I think no one has any doubt. So let's solve this problem. as we can see that it is 1 volt, so it will also become 1 volt. And it will, let us assume it is V1, and current in this like let us like current will be in this direction I, which is equals to the current in this I. Okay, therefore if we solve for I is equals to 3 upon 1, that is equals to V1 minus 1 upon 1. So we will be getting V1 is equals to 4, and since we are getting Vn is equals to 4, now if you solve for this open A2, this will become 4 since the virtual short circuit method. So current flowing in this direction I is equals to the current in this resistor I. So if we solve for I, we will be getting V out minus 4 upon 1 is equals to 4 minus 0 upon 1. So we will be getting V naught is equal to V out is equals to 8. Just anyone give it a try for this question. Is the question visible or should I make it large? Yes. Is my screen visible? No.
Yes.
Try to solve now. Okay, let me solve this for you. So, okay. Uh, Let us assume this as A1 and this as A2. So, let us assume this as V out 1 and this is the V out. So we need to find a V out for this question. And if we do it in the Laplace domain, it will be nothing but a two resistors, and it will be a two resistors as I already discussed for this differentiator circuit here. As if we do, it will be nothing but a R2 by R1 times of V input. So if we follow the same method for this question also, we will be getting V out 1. Now we are solving V out 1. This will be this, since it is 0, it will also be 0. So we will be getting V out 1 as minus R2 upon R1 times of V in. So it is nothing but if it like we know that R2 and it is inductor, so it will be equal to Ls in the Laplace domain. So we will be getting that minus times of L times of S divided by, and Rn is nothing but 10 resistance R1. We will be naming it R1. We will be solving like at last into V in. And if we write for V out, that is for operational amplifier 2, we will be getting V out as V out is equals to minus of, again same, R2 upon like R output upon R input. I am writing for just convenience, times V. Here the input voltage is V not 1, V out 1. So if we solve this, we will be getting minus times of R out is nothing but capacitor here it is. So it will become 1 by Cs, right? So it will be become 1 by Cs into, and input resistance is nothing but 100 ohm resistor. Let us name it R2. R2 times of V out 1, and we got V out 1 as this. So we'll be getting V out is equals to minus.
A is answer.
Hello?
Answer is A.
What?
A is the answer.
Yes, A is will be the answer. We'll be getting 1 times of CS R2 into minus times of LS by R1 into V in. And if it SS will get cancelled, and if we solve for this, minus L upon L is nothing but millihenry, so it will become 10 power minus 3 divided by C. Capacitor is nothing but 10 into 10 power minus 6 capacitance into like R1 into R2. It is nothing but 10 into 100, that is 10 power 3. So it will become 10 times of V in. There is no since he has taken V in as 10 cos omega t, it will become 100 cos omega t. But I think there is a mistake here. It will not be. It will be like cos omega 100 t. Then it will become answer A, 10 omega cos 100 t. Okay, if you have any doubts so far, we can discuss here. Anyone have any doubt?
I have a doubt.
Yeah, ask which
Like when
at
you were
where?
talking about feedback,
Hello.
feedback.
Okay, feedback. Yeah, right.
Then it won't make a loop like we will get a V output again. It will go to it will get a feedback like data. Then again we will get another output.
No, it will become the overall output. It is not for the one step, right? For the first step, it will be like we like it will be V out only. But for the coming steps, it will become H time the input will become that V in plus H times of V out. V in plus or minus H times of V out. Okay, what your doubt? Is it clear now? Hello?
Matlab, it won't form a like series like.
No, we will not be discussing like that. Any more doubts?
No.
Okay, we can end the workshop then. Ishan,
Yes, yes.
you can stop the recording.
Okay.